now you can claim your new life. And that's what you do every single day. And if you claim your new life, it's going to be a great one. Because that step would be you moving into your authentic self, meaning why you were born. And you were born for a reason, and you were born to be alive now because the world is changing, and so you had something to offer. We don't always understand where our lives will take us or where the world will take us, but I do know that there is order in the universe and there is order within you, and I know that you have this divine plan, that you're meant to do something in this world, and I could have never told you that several years ago. See, because that's how we evolve. We evolve individually, but also collectively. And our world is moving through a really huge transition right now, which may have made it a little more difficult for you. But my life led me to bring in a philosophy that could have you live this really, really wonderful life because I had to move through it to develop it. But that's what we all do. We each have something individual that we're meant to bring to this world, and if we do that, then the world looks a lot different. But it doesn't look that way right now because we're not all doing that. And that's only because you haven't known who you are. You haven't known how powerful you are. And I was meant to bring that work to you so you would know, so that we could all do something a little different. And that made no sense to me, and I would have never believed it. And most other people didn't believe it either. My family didn't even believe it. You may not be believing yourself right now. And there may be others around you who don't believe you either. That's because you are the one who has to decide that you're going to claim your new life. And that's what's happening right now. Now, sometimes that's difficult because that's the message I received last year. You must claim your new life. Didn't do it fully. None of us do, because it's always this gradual step. And you'll be afraid, you'll doubt yourself, you'll go through all sorts of other things. But then when you take the step, everything changes. And I know that because I had to live it. I didn't have to, but that's what I did. It feels that way. No, I said, there was one time I said, no, I'm not going to do this. You've probably felt that too. That thing you're supposed to do. No, I'm going to run from it. I'm not going to do that now. But you might want to do that because the world is going to keep changing, and if you resist, then you have all kinds of difficulties like I did. See, I had every kind of illness and disease and failure and all that because I kept resisting who I was. But that's great for you because now you never need to do that. It was challenging for me to say to people, listen, you don't have any difficulties, I know, because I've written down all the information that can have you change, because it changes in your consciousness. It doesn't change anywhere else. But you could have been taught something else. You could have been taught that you weren't enough, that shouldn't be here, or whatever it might have been. You didn't have a right place, or you don't have any talent or skills. None of those things are correct. I was having a private channeling session with someone this morning, and we were speaking about a person who has Asperger's, and they were talking about the gifts and how can you figure out someone like that. I said I had to figure that out too. Because we can come in, we can be really neurodiverse. We're supposed to be. We're all going to be different. And so for me to be this savant kind of person that I sat down and did this for more than 36 years, and no one could believe it because what happened was it kept healing me. But that's what I was meant to do, and so now I'm going to give it to everyone else. But the reason I'm saying this is that I'm also inviting you to a presentation. I could never really explain this to anyone, not even to myself, but I want you to understand because there is order in your life and you are here for a reason. And even though it might have been challenging or difficult in the last several years, you are here to do something, and probably right now, because there's cycles that happen of energy, and that energy is within you, and when you use it to build the life you want to have, then things change for you and also the world. But I'll give you something else. I've given you all so many things, and so I have another gift just to show you the synchronicity, because see, what I discovered is that Wilhelm had given me all this information in order. There's an order in the universe. I didn't know that all the time I was figuring it out, but I'll give you a couple things, and I've been putting these out, and you can find them in the descriptions of my YouTube, because I want you to understand how you change. What we will do is we'll beat ourselves up if we haven't achieved something, if we haven't done something. And you have a very definite plan of your life that's organized with the movement of the planets and the universe And when you come aligned with it, then you heal, you understand who you are, and you live this really great life. And at 74, I can tell you I know that it's true now. I doubted every step of the way. But let me show you this so you'll have it. And I'll leave this in the description because it's kind of fun to look. And you'll see it on my site, Any Advice for Today. But this part of it is kind of fun just to see how it was broken down. And this was the very, on today, now you can claim your new life. Read until the end and you will know why. February 1st, 2008. There was another cycle there. That's why Wilhelm had given us all this information, because they're energetic cycles in our world. We don't always understand it, but that's what happens, and the energy affects us. As you continue, but each one of these, you will see that this is you. As you continue with your desire to move beyond fear ruling your life, you will place in front of yourself all the perfect events and circumstances that would have previously elicited that very fear. See, we're always moving over the fear because that's the thing that holds us back. Then the next year, maybe you're a little bit better. Everything in your life experience is always for your highest good. Now, you can look at that and know that you would think that has not been true for you. And I will tell you, once you figure it out and understand it later, it is. February 1st, 2010, the value you find in another always raises the value you find within yourself. And that one is really challenging, and it's probably challenging for you right now because you're looking at all those other people you don't find value in. But guess what? They're causing you to find your value. Then the next one, holding fear does cause you to expand in some manner. It is not important that the fear itself is there. What you decide to do with it is more important. That is, we're always going to have the fear, and you're just going to make a choice every day about if you're going to move beyond it. You feel how you feel because of how you think about things, not vice versa. Now it goes on, and then at the end you will see that it's a progression, which is just like what you move through in your life, and it's also what we move through in our civilization. And so Wilhelm said, well, your world was going a little out of whack. And so they said, we're going to give you a new philosophy, and it's called your life operating instructions, so you can stop hurting each other, stop hurting yourself. Because what happens is the more people who understand that their inherent worth and value has always been there, they just had to uncover, then the world changes. And that's what I was given. I didn't know I had this, I must tell you that. And so this is why I'm doing the presentation on Monday, the 3rd, and I have another gift for you for that. Because I want you to understand, because I could never have known or explained it to you before, but what I do know now is that you are here for a great reason. There's no reason for you to struggle or suffer. It's just a matter of every day deciding to love yourself a little bit more and discover what gifts and talents you have within you, just waiting to be developed. I just was able to receive this from Wilhelm to help you develop it. Please come to the presentation. You will understand everything. Have a great day.